Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Okay, members, welcome to the meeting this evening. Have we any apologies? I think we've one from Lord Mayor. Any other apologies? No. Yeah. Okay. Catherine, Councillor Nelson, there's another one. Okay. Declarations of interest, we can take them as we go through the meeting this evening. Okay, our first item agenda is a health and recreation report, and it will be item 3.1. Gosford Park and Loughgall Country Park car passes, and that will be introduced by Martin.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, members. Members, as part of the 2022 estimate setting process, an efficiency was identified for car parking passes at Gosford Park and Loughgall Country Park. The efficiency was introduced in May 2023, and the efficiency was realised, and essentially meant that there were passes in the past allowed all cars from a household to be able to use the pass in the park. The change was that the pass would be linked to the registration number of the car, which essentially meant then that if a family had two cars, then they had to buy two passes. And sure, the change was introduced and the efficiency was realised, but there was some feedback from customers indicating that they were unhappy with the situation. So, Chair, officers went away and looked at it again. We considered an option for introducing a bolt-on for a second car for each household. That would allow then, if a full car parking ticket was or pass was purchased, there would be the opportunity to buy a second bolt-on for the same household at in the region of around half the price of the full pass, which essentially means then that for each household there's the potential to have for two cars for the price of 1.5. So, Chair, that has been is in the process of being rolled out. We hope to introduce it on the 1st of May. So, Chair, that's the proposal in front of you.
Thank you, Martin, for that presentation. Alderman Wilson.
Yes, thank you. Sure, just wait to if it comes up. No, it's not going to. Anyway, thanks, Chair, for this one, and thanks to Marty as well. I know it has been it's been a few months in the discussion phase, and I've been approached by a number of families on the issue whenever they realised that the second pass was going to cost them the same as the first pass, so it was doubling up. And I know from my own household, the two passes was very, very important, and it was very sort of useful as well because you weren't tied to one vehicle as such. So from that perspective, I think it's a good sort of halfway house where we're understanding the costs associated with running Gosford, and we're also understanding the costs impacting households as well. So from that perspective, I am sort of pleased to see that bolt-on option, and it filters right down through the concession rates and also over into the twin pass for Gosford and Loughgall. So that's useful, and I would be happy to propose it on that basis. I'm wondering as well, I know we are talking about efficiencies. I'm sort of in the park every week myself, and I know there's times the hut is manned and there's times it's not, and I know there is the barrier project that's ongoing. How are we going with that in terms of ensuring that we're catching as much footfall, and people are feeling that if you buy a family pass or two car pass and you use it, you've paid your fee and you're visiting. But I know there's opportunities there for people to get in, and they're maybe forgetting to pay at the kiosk if there's nobody on the hut, and that can be they can get a number of hours in the park without having to pay anything if there's nobody on the hut and they forget to use the kiosk. So I would like to see the barrier system brought forward, and if you could give me an update on that as well, that would be very useful.
Chair, just to assure the members that the barrier system is being explored through the project in the park. We can give a more exact update in terms of the timescales around that at a later date, but we need to consult with the capital team on that.
Thank you, Martin, for that. Councillor Ratliff.
Thank you, Chair, and thanks, Martin, for the report. I think it's so important, and we have to emphasise how good a facility Gosford is. It really is a jewel in the crown, especially in the Market Hill area there. But I think there's a few important numbers that, as a committee here, we need to know about. It's just, if I could ask the question, you know, how much revenue does Gosford bring in yearly? And then also, how much will the bolt-on actually cost ABC to introduce, and how much revenue is it expected to bring in throughout the year? My fear is, and I know there is efficiencies and there's costs going on, but my fear is, and I just need to be honest, that we're not disproportionalising our local families, you know, because they're going to be the people that's going to be using the second pass. You know, there'll be a lot of people maybe visiting that doesn't need 2 cars, but I think it's our locals that are really going to be needing this facility, you know, with 2 cars. So I was just wondering if there'd be any update just in those questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ratliff. Will bring Martin in.
Chair, as far as the yearly income from Gosford is concerned, we do have that kind of information. Unfortunately, I don't have it in front of me at the moment. As far as the passes themselves and the impact in terms of income, we would see that them as being having the ability to increase the income and encouraging more families, particularly from the local area, to use the facility. And so therefore we would see the impact as being sort of positive, net positive. But certainly we can come back to the members then with more detailed information around the income across the park, and particularly from the park and revenues.
Thank you, Martin. Alderman Burns.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick question. Your pass is linked to the registration of your car. Yeah. So if you have to buy 2 passes and you change your car throughout the year, does that mean you get hit again? No. Okay.
Chair, no, if the cars change during the year, there is the ability then to update the pass so that it's linked to the new year, or to the new registration number.
Thank you, Martin. Was this a decision item? I believe was it Alderman Wilson had proposed this. We need a second, sir. Councillor Hare, second, sir. All agreed, members. Thank you. Moving on, our next 4 items are information items. 3.2 Sports Development Report, 3.3 Get Moving ABC Framework Action Plan, 3.4 South Lakes Leisure Centre and Volleyball NI Partnership, 3.5 Deaf Friendly Swimming and ABC Council for Children. I'm happy enough to take them as read, or is anybody any issues in any of those items? Councillor Alexander.
Thank you, Chair. Just want to come in on item 3.5. Thank you for the report, Paul. And yeah, really just to say that I am extremely happy to see this and absolutely welcome everything in the report. Obviously, we had a meeting there with a parent on this topic in the leisure centre last month. And yeah, just really pleased to see this coming through now. So that's what I wanted to come in on. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Alexander. Councillor Hare.
Thank you, Chair. It's just a couple of things. With the 6 swimming teachers attended, was that council staff or is that other? Thank you, Councillor. Yes, that was all council staff. that attended. Facilities of the swimming pool?
That was just South Lake at this moment, but we will look at rolling out further. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Alderman Baxter.
Thank you, Chair, and it's just in relation to 3.4, the partnership with Northern Ireland Volleyball. Welcome, this is a good news story, actually. It's great to see that things actually can come down the M1 and can come out of Belfast, which is great to see, because, you know, sometimes Belfast thinks that it has some sort of God-given right to host everything there. So it's great to see something, particularly in our borough, of a national level like this. And I think it's testament to the facility that we have. And we do know we do get some negative press, but like anytime I'm in that leisure centre, it's heaving with people, absolutely heaving with people. So when you do get 5 or 10 complaints, maybe over a couple of months, it maybe seems like more than it should be, but in comparison, the amount of people that use the facility, and I think the volleyball obviously have recognised what a world-class facility it is. Probably the best leisure centre in Northern Ireland. That just proves it. That's testament to the staff and everything that went on down there to put that facility there. So it's just really to put in record our thanks to the team for bringing this, because it's certainly a good news story. I know there was a bit of an issue and raised with some staff in terms of having it in the press and all before actually it had come to this committee, but listen, it's good news, and it has to be welcomed, and all credit to Paul and the staff for bringing it to South Lake. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Baxter. Yes, have to agree. Definitely a good news story, and we should be getting it out there and praising our staff and Paul and all his team for the hard work they put in. Okay, members, nothing else raised on items for information. We're moving into correspondence. We have no correspondence. Can I seek a proposer on secretary going to committee? Proposed by Alderman Burns, seconded by Councillor Hare. Members and online viewers, in accordance with the Schedule 6 of the Local Government Act, we will now be moving into a confidential session of the council. This means that we will be turning off the public feed of the meeting. This will be returned when the meeting is restarted. Can I ask the ICT officers to please turn off the feed and confirm with me when the confidential section of this meeting can proceed? Councillor Mullen seconds that. Thank you. Can I now ask ICT officers to turn on the public feed again and confirm with me when it is on so that the meeting can proceed again in open session? Thank you. Can I proposer and seconds that we agree recommendations made in committee? Proposed by Alderman Wilson and seconds by who wants a second? Councillor McConville Walker. Thank you for seconds. Another. Okay, members, we have no AOB tonight, so thank you for your attendance. It was another constructive and short meeting, so thank you everyone tonight and safe home. Thank you.